The air here in Pine Creek, Oregon, has always been thick with secrets. Ever since ever since she left, it's just been me, Dad, and the endless sea of pines. They say the forest remembers everything. I used to think that was just a local legend, something to scare the tourists. But now I'm not so sure. I spend most of my days out here sketching. The wolves are my favorite subjects. They're wild, free, everything I'm not. I can lose hours just watching them, trying to capture the intelligence in their eyes, the untamed spirit in their posture. It's the only time I feel close to something real, something that understands the ache of loneliness without needing words. The other day, the fog rolled in thicker than I'd ever seen it, swallowing the trees whole. That's when I heard it. Not the usual chorus of howls I'd grown used to. This was different. It was a single, mournful cry that seemed to cut right through the mist, right through me. And then something else. A whisper, like the rustling of dead leaves. But it sounded like my name. Lena. I told myself it was the wind. It had to be the wind. That night, sleep wouldn't come. I just lay there staring at the ceiling, the howl replaying in my mind. Then a crash. Glass shattered across my bedroom floor. My heart hammered against my ribs as I scrambled out of bed. The window was broken, jagged shards clinging to the frame. And there, pressed into the wooden sill, were 3 deep claw marks. They were huge, bigger than any animal I'd ever seen sketched in my books. But the strangest thing? I wasn't scared. Not really. It felt wrong. The air wasn't charged with aggression. It was heavy with something else, something I couldn't name. It felt like I was being watched, observed, not hunted. It was a feeling of profound, ancient sadness. The next morning, Sheriff Brody came by. His face was grim, his knuckles white as he gripped his coffee mug. He told me a story about a beast, a local legend that preys on the careless. "You stay inside, Lena," he warned, his voice low. "Lock your doors. Don't go near those woods. This isn't one of your fairy tale wolves." But I couldn't listen. His warning felt hollow, like he was telling me a story he didn't fully believe himself. The claw marks on my windowsill weren't a threat. They were an invitation, a question. So as soon as his patrol car disappeared down the dirt road, I grabbed my sketchbook and my coat. I had to know. The tracks were easy to follow, massive prints pressed deep into the damp earth. They led me away from the familiar paths, deeper into the heart of the forest than I'd ever dared to go. The trees closed in around me, their ancient branches blotting out the sun. The air grew cold and the woods fell silent. No birds, no squirrels, just the sound of my own breathing and the crunch of leaves under my boots. The trail ended abruptly in a small, hidden clearing. It was strangely peaceful here, a circle of mossy ground, surrounded by towering sentinel-like pines. A faint mist clung to the ground, swirling around my ankles. I felt it again, that intense, watchful presence. My breath caught in my throat. Slowly, I raised my eyes. And there, from the deepest shadows between 2 ancient firs, a pair of eyes stared back at me. They weren't the cold, yellow eyes of a normal wolf. They were different. They glowed with a soft amber light, and in their depths I saw an intelligence that was unnervingly familiar. It was a look of recognition, a look of grief. The massive wolf stepped silently out of the shadows. It was bigger than any wolf I'd ever seen, its fur the color of storm clouds and silver. It didn't growl, it didn't snarl. It just watched me, its head tilted, those luminous eyes fixed on mine. And in that moment, standing in the heart of the ancient forest, I knew this was no ordinary animal. This was the source of the howl, the whisper in the fog. And somehow I knew it had been waiting for me.